Then decided it's not gonna rain. The weatherman was full of shit. So then I decided I would cut across here. Keep in mind, it was 11 a.m. when I drove back here. It's now 3:20. Cut across here. Thank God the ground was dry here. And then I came over here, and over there the ground looks super dry, so I thought, hey, I can cut across here, go up the side, and get back to the street. No deal. Came over here, sunk in the mud, got stuck here for a good 2 hours in the neighbor's backyard. Luckily they weren't home, so they didn't catch me. Then I had to put down all these planks, use these jacks to lift the car and put the planks under it, get it back across this fence, which I knocked down, and then now I'm over there on dry ground. Now I have to build a bridge all the way back to the front. So yeah, no progress today on rush repair, that's for sure. We'll come back later. Okay, and that is how you escape a backyard, using wood planks. So I'll grab my jack here. Kind of left a big mess everywhere. You can see my treads where I drove. So we came up along here. Sorry about the deep breathing. Haven't had a drink for like 5 hours. I'm damn tired. And here's the wood path I built to get out of this muddy bullshit. Use the pylons to mark where it got really bad. I didn't want to cross that line. Probably fucked. After about here, it became okay. I gotta stop actually, because I gotta grab the rest of my stuff. I just bought this jack, so this is the box for it. Anyways, you can see the car, it's up there. We'll come back after. Okay, so here we are back working on the underside of the car again. It was rusted out. You can see down here, I put in rivets to hold the metal in place. And probably should have done this with the other side, but it's probably a good idea. Actually, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that I sprayed this stuff inside here. It's here, basically just some kind of rubber material, stop it from rusting. Because if the metal's going to be here for a long time, I'm sure it would rust up. So I sprayed that in there. Now I'm going to rivet it in place. Basically, to rivet it in place. Okay, so now I'm back on the other side of the car, trying to fix up rust over here. The bracket that was here for the bumper is completely rusted out. You can still see it's pretty rusted out here. So I made a new bracket out of steel, put it in here. Really, you would want to weld all this stuff in place, but I just don't have a welder. So I got to work with what I got. So I riveted it in here. Really, you would probably want to do a better job than I did. Maybe rivet it over here somewhere, but that holds pretty good, at least. Okay, so here we are back with the 86 again. Still doing the restoration. It's been quite a few days now. I haven't recorded videos since the batteries died last time, so done a lot since then. Lined up this fender properly, put my other fender on over here. An annoying part about this fender was that it came, when I ordered the set from California, from some guy in California, he said the fenders were in like perfect condition, but when they came they were actually nowhere near perfect condition. So you can see that it's quite the shit fender, but there's not exactly 86 fenders lying around anywhere that I can get a hold of. So I did my best to bend it back into shape right along here. It is certainly not perfect, as you can see here, but with a little work it'll be alright. Basically, I got this fender and there's a crack right under the molding, which wasn't in any of the pictures. Not to mention it was bent out of shape, which wasn't in the pictures either. So I used a tool, basically a flathead, like a really long flathead screwdriver, and put it in here, along with a hammer, and bent it back to shape. Underneath here where it's cracked needs to be welded, but for now I put in steel on the other side and hooked it in there with rivets. My brother's gonna weld it, but we just don't have access to the welding machine just yet. Other than that, I've sanded down all these spots where there was rust, here, on the bottom of the door. One section I'm really happy with is back here. The rear arches are, you can almost not tell that I did work there. I mean, you can kind of tell, but it's pretty good. Turned out pretty good. Obviously the overspray needs to be fixed, but I'm repainting the car, so that's not a big issue. Back here in the back too, used to be a big rust spot here. I fixed that. Looks pretty good. I know it's white and the car's gray. It's because I'm going to repaint the car white, so I didn't really care what it looked like anyways. Then over here, where there was pretty much no arch at all, I rebuilt the entire thing. It obviously didn't turn out perfect. You can see where there's imperfections in the arch. But basically there was no arch at all. This entire thing was rotted out. And yeah, you could get fender flares and make it look pretty good, but I wanted to actually try to restore it. So using Bondo, some fiberglass, and a hell of a lot of sanding, I managed to get it to look decent. It's not perfect, and I don't claim it to be perfect, but it turned out alright for all the work I put into it. Basically there was nothing here, there was nothing, this whole section was gone, this whole section was gone, and this section was gone. So it turned out alright, and yeah, overspray, but whatever. This is just to seal it so water doesn't get at the Bondo. Then down here I sanded all here, along the bottom of the door. I don't know if you can tell, but I sanded along there, got rid of all the rust. And then here too, I'm just going to put some paint on there to seal it for the time being, so water can't get at it because it's supposed to rain tonight. Other than that, that's most of the work I've done on the car. Oh yeah, I was supposed to do a video on how to replace the fender, but I never got around to it. So, that's all for now. Later. Okay, here's the video for how to replace fender. I'm not going to go through the whole process because I already did it, but I'll do a quick walkthrough for anyone who hasn't done it before. Like me, I'm doing everything for the first time. I've never worked with cars in my life, so this has been a big learning experience, and I guess you can learn with me. That sounds retarded. Okay, so basically there's a bunch of, to remove the fender, there's a bunch of bolts along here. I didn't put them all back in when I put the fender back on, put the new fender on, because some of them were rusted out. So there's about 5 bolts to go along here, here, and here. Basically you just take them all off. It's a 10mm socket, so you just take all these